Hey there, it's Bruce here again from Kai's Clan, and in today's lesson we're going to be practicing social distancing. Let's get started. Let's first design a character in Tinkercad or Minecraft. So here I've got my little green guy in Tinkercad, and he's showing that he's infected because he's all green and his tongue's sticking out. So let's send him over to Kai's Clan. That'll prepare the design, sends it over, then we load up Kai's Clan, and in our 3D model interface over here you can see he's loaded. The next step is to load the lesson. Great, now that you've got the project loaded, let's go through and change some variables. So first thing we want to look at is the infection distance. How close does another robot have to be to get infected with a disease? And another setting, another variable, is how far a robot should behave so it doesn't get the infection. And you can change these two variables. So let me show you what I've got set up. As you can see, I've got a bunch of robots sitting around the mat. There are also some printed QR codes. You might see them like this, lying on the outside of the mat as well. Now, all of these robots and printed QR codes are going to represent 3D characters. So we've got robot number 8 in the center, and you can see the same view on my screen here, robot number 8, and he's going to be our first infected person, emoji person, that's going to travel around infecting others. On the iPad, let's open up Kai's Sanbox viewer. Sandbox mode allows us completely free-form design area where we can create our own environments. So you can see we've got a few markers, a few robots, and each one of those are represented with a QR code. So you can place these anywhere on the mat and they come up on the screen of the iPad. So here we are, we're loading all the 3D models into our environment that we designed on Tinkercad. They look pretty good. So we've got an infected robot here, and that's robot number 8. So as you see him move around, he's going to move around and infect people, shooting his green slime everywhere. There you go, he's infected now robot number 3. And I've got it, coded it, so when he infects somebody, they bounce and let off some steam. Not steam, but probably virus. So nice thing, you can see where the robots traveled. So you know you've got for good contact tracing. And if we switch back to the UI, so here if we look at the console log, we can see all the different robots that have been infected. So now let's run it again, but this time we're going to practice safe social distancing. So I'm going to increase the social distance value to 30. So this amount needs to be greater than the infection distance of 25 that I've got set. So let's run that again and see what happens. So this time you can see that the robot avoided the other robots quite well. Great, so no robots are getting infected by this change in code. So how does this code work? Well, it's quite easy really. What we do is we go into expert mode and we use a logic statement. So we'll have an if statement, and then we'll say motion, math movement, and we use this one, is bot 4. So is robot 8, who's the infected robot, is he getting close to another robot? So that's quite easy. We can drag this position of bot and snap it in there. So is robot 8 within the distance of 5 centimeters, we were using a variable in here of 20. So is robot 8 within 20 centimeters of robot 4? And if it's true, then we change the 3D character. So you can see how simple this is, but we can also make very advanced lessons like this one. So to conclude with the lesson, what we can do is we can download the data from Excel, or Google Sheets. So in Kai's clan, it's collecting position data, it's collecting sensor data. So the robots have got these sensors on the front of them. We collect what time the grippers were open and closed. So there's a lot of data that the kids can use to look at and visualize and graph that data. So simply just click the sheets and download the spreadsheet, and then we'll open up Excel and load the graph. So now you can see in the spreadsheet it's got all the data for all the different robots that were used in the coding. What I'd suggest is in your code, put a start time and an end time of the system, so then you can come into the spreadsheet and know where you're looking, because otherwise you're getting a lot of data and you want to have good data. You don't want to have data that's not relevant. So what I'm going to do is I've got the time here and the positions, X and Y, angle. I don't need all of that. I just need the distance traveled, which is this column here, distance in millimeters. So I'll select those two rows, simply go insert, and I'll just go with a recommended chart, click OK. So if we spread that out, you can see that that's where robot 8 was moving and the distance and the time he was doing that. So you could use this in your lesson how you see fit. We've also got the front sensors on the robot eyes. Again, you just highlight those two rows and click insert recommended sheet, and there we go. So this is objects that the robot detected while it was moving around the mat. So you might want to compare that with the real objects that were sitting around the outside of the mat to analyze. So yeah, Kai's clan does a lot, and yeah, if you want to book in a demonstration or try remote coding or distance coding a Kai robot all the way from wherever you are to New Zealand, yeah, just hit us up and get in touch.